Hello everyone and thank you for joining our session. We've been hearing the word composable DXP everywhere. In this session, we will go back to the basics and simplify the concept of composability and answer the question, what the heck is a composable DXP anyways? My name is Nabil Orfalli from TechGuilds, 5-time Sycor MVP, founder of TechGuilds, and here with me I have Sana Kamalmaz, Director of Digital Strategy at TechGuilds, also a Sycor MVP. We are actually 2 out of 3 strategy MVPs in Canada. So today we will start with something we're all familiar with, digital experience platforms and their limitations. Then we will dive into the world of composability. And finally, we will examine some of the plans to transition into this exciting world. Let's do a quick review here. What is a DXP? According to Gartner, a digital experience platform is an integrated set of core technologies that supports the composition, management, delivery, and optimization of contextualized digital experiences. So basically, a DXP is a natural evolution of CMSs. It addresses business needs that become more complex than could be addressed by CMSs. DXP enables publishing to multiple channels. It also enables integration with commerce, marketing automation software, or advanced analytics and personalization capabilities for targeted user experiences. Now, the term monolithic DXP refers to the traditional DXP that people are currently used to. It really means one all-in-one solution from a single software vendor. However, they come with key challenges. First, all functionalities are managed by a single service or tool. Each function is dependent upon the system health. In a monolithic system, it becomes impossible to swap a single functionality with another vendor. All the teams are locked within a single ecosystem. Second, implementation and integration are time-consuming, which are negatively impacting organizational agility and ability to innovate. Also, with one big system, you will accumulate a lot of technical debt and will have to go through costly upgrades at least once a year, resulting in lost ability to innovate and respond to digital rush. Finally, it requires not only in-house developers, but often in-house server maintenance. And now I'll hand it over to my fellow MVP, Sana, to dive into the world of composability.
Okay, so before we jump into composable DXPs, let's talk about composability in general, which is a system design principle where the system is made of a collection of components or building blocks. The principle is not exclusive to technology. It also applies to businesses. According to Gartner, a composable business is an organization that delivers business outcomes and adapts to the pace of business change through the assembly and composition of packaged business capabilities. So, what's a composable DXP? Well, a composable DXP is a DXP that doesn't package all the services needed to deliver contextual and personalized experiences in an all-in-one solution by a single vendor. Instead, it's built out of interconnected packaged business capabilities. These include content management, marketing automation, e-commerce, personalization, analytics, and so on. Each of these can be from a different vendor, and they integrate with one another to serve as a single control center for all the customer touchpoints. The composable approach enables businesses to buy, configure, and connect the pieces they actually need. And technically, these pieces, or packaged business capabilities, come in the form of SaaS microservices, where vendors usually take care of availability, security, and upgrades, making a composable DXP easy to maintain and upgrade. If we are to compare composable DXPs to their monolithic origins, it'll look like this. In the monolithic approach, all the functionality is packaged as a suite. While in the composable one, it's made up of modular components, each developed around a business function. In other words, each one represents a packaged business capability. These can be developed by the same vendor or by different ones, whichever serves the business better. And therefore, the business can pick and choose and build its DXP out of solutions that best suit their needs. Here are some concepts that help in understanding composable DXPs. A headless CMS is a CMS that doesn't include the presentation layer, which is what the end user sees. The presentation layer is built separately by front-end developers. Instead, what the headless CMS includes is an application programming interface, API, which makes it easy to connect to custom web applications that serve as the presentation layer. A headless CMS is an essential component in a composable DXP. A packaged business capability, PBC, is an application or service developed around a particular business function. It's the building block of a composable technology stack. These could include marketing automation, customer data platform, CDP, search, digital asset management, and so on. A microservice is the technical side of a packaged business capability, offering an API to enable integration. The benefits of composable DXPs include the ability to customize and build best-of-breed solutions. Composability means that businesses don't have to pay for functionality they don't need, and they don't have to stick with one that doesn't work well for them. They can mix and match and create custom solutions that match their specific needs. This increases the competition between PBC vendors. The fact that businesses can switch solutions or components of a DXP when needed creates this healthy competition. Then there is speed. Composability means less time and effort will be spent on customizing a solution by in-house developers or an agency. What's needed really is to buy, configure, and connect the pieces that the business needs. Another benefit is agility, where replatforming, redesigning, and upgrading become easier than ever. If a business outgrows one of the packaged business capabilities, it can simply disconnect it and integrate a new one. If it wishes to redesign an interface, it can do so without having to touch the content repository. Upgrades become easier too. Then there's performance and SEO benefits. A composable DXP with a headless CMS at the core provide SEO benefits. There is flexibility through complete control over the markup, stability because pages are pre-rendered and available on a CDN, content delivery network, and speed through the use of static site generators, which helps optimize core web vitals. Last but not least, and this one is more of an opportunity, low-code and no-code solutions present opportunities for plug-and-play PBCs. Of course, there are some challenges that come with this composable approach. One is the fact that transitioning to serverless architecture requires proper planning and strategy. Another is that it requires both highly skilled and highly specialized front-end developers. In addition, currently there's no standard solution for a truly headless presentation layer, and it still requires custom app development. This also relates to the fact that it is still the early days of this approach, and there's not a lot of proven solutions out there. The initial license cost for multiple PBCs can be more expensive than one monolithic system license. It should be noted, however, that the total cost of ownership is still lower. And last but not least is the lack of a WYSIWYG editor to build experiences visually, which applies to true headless solutions. However, there is a solution for that one, and Nabil will touch on that in a minute.
Thank you, Sana. All right, now let's talk about your path to composability. According to Gartner, the journey to composable DXPs and the future of applications will be incremental and modular. Gartner's Future of Applications research recommends 3 phases of the deployment of composable business initiatives. The first one is you need to prepare and plan. You need to evaluate your current state of DXP and prepare for necessary adjustments and gaps that need to be addressed in the efforts to move to a composable DXP. Second, you need to build or buy. Digital experience PBCs need to be built either internally or externally, or you can buy it from outside based on a modular approach to the most important strategic objectives of your organizational digital experience strategy. Third, scale. Once successful with early transformative changes, you will need to scale your composable DXP to achieve the architectural and operational agility required. Now let's unpack this a little bit and look at the high-level conceptual architecture of the composable DXP. To create any digital experience, you would need 1. A set of packaged business capabilities, also known as backend systems or microservices. That's the list on the left. You typically need at least 1 or more PBC. A headless CMS is in the core of it all. Then you can add more microservices like headless commerce, customer data platforms, CDP, a digital asset management system, marketing automation, custom-built PBC to integrate with a CRM, for example, or other systems. It's also worth mentioning that a PBC is usually a SaaS system, software as a service, and don't require neither hosting nor upgrades. Second, you would need a presentation layer to deliver content and functionality to different channels. The presentation layer is completely decoupled from the PBC, and it can be a website, a wearable, or an IoT, or a VR and AR experience. Doesn't really matter. Modern experiences are usually built with modern technologies like JavaScript, Next, React, Vue, or Angular, or .NET Core. And using no-code development platforms like Kajou AI will make it super easy to generate the code for the front-end layer and quickly integrate with the back-end through APIs. Lastly, you will need to deploy your presentation layer to a modern hosting provider to deliver super fast experiences. Modern DevOps technologies like Kajou Deploy makes it super easy to deploy to Vercel or Netlify with one click. You may be saying now that that's great, Nabil, but it's easier said than done, right? Well, we need to start somewhere. And as agreed before, it will be incremental and modular. So first, I would recommend that you would go back to the drawing board to outline and prioritize the main business functionalities. This will allow you to decompose your DXP gradually into modular PBCs based on these identified business priorities. Second, I would also recommend that you move to decoupled headless architecture. Build a decoupled presentation layer or experience. Replatform your legacy MVC implementation to Sitecore Headless Services, JSS. This will be an important first step in this journey. Then gradually start to replace functionalities with new PBCs, either from Sitecore new composable stack, like Sitecore Order Cloud for commerce, CDP for customer data and personalization, Sitecore Send for email automation, or other services from other vendors. It's really a plug and play game at this stage. Well, I understand that this transition journey requires a lot of time, efforts, and money, but thanks to a machine learning and no-code, low-code platform for composable DXPs, Kajou AI. At TechGuilds, we created Kajou to solve this very problem. Kajou will allow you to transform your legacy implementation into composable experiences, from MVC to Jamstack, 80% faster. Integrate with different microservices visually with zero coding. It's just a matter of drag and drop and visual mapping between the front-end code and the back-end code. Scale by creating and delivering digital experiences fast enough to respond to changing market demands. Just upload a wireframe and Kajou will code it into a personalized page that's ready for content. Your dev team has to just approve it and deploy it with Kajou one-click deployment. And now I would like to invite you to visit our Kajou booth where you can see Kajou in action, download our Composable DXP white paper, and talk to the Cycle Composable DXP experts at TechGuilds to discuss your composability strategy. Hope to see you there. Thank you so much, everybody.